Well, let me talk a little bit about these salaries. I pulled some, just like various trends. It's kind of interesting. There's like we were talking about earlier, there's just like a wide range of salaries from
Mhm.
$20,000 for like very part-time roles to $300,000. Yes, there are social workers making $300,000 in even in the 200s.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's super fascinating. In the for under 40,000 was about 10 to 12%, so that's, like, mostly BSW roles, part-time roles, community mental health,
Ugh.
some school social work
Oh
roles,
boy. Oh
and
boy.
then new
Mhm.
grads in lower paying regions. The wha kind of the largest percentage of the 1,500 salaries was between 40,000 and 60,000. So that's like newer MSWs in community mental health centers. I remember as a new grad, even in 2018, making $40,000 in a community mental health center. Many
Mm.
school social workers, medical social workers in low paying regions. Um, Second kind of biggest cluster was between 60,000 and 80,000, so about 30 to 35%. So hospital social workers, macro roles, program coordinators, some agency therapists. And then now we're getting into a little bit of the higher salaries. So between 80,000 and 100,000 we have was about 10 to 12% supervisors, senior clinicians, certain public health roles, macro managers, directors, and then, 100 plus, $100,000 plus is corporate roles, program directors, government roles, higher earning hospital roles, consultants, private practice clinicians, corporate. I think those are like, kind of
Mhm.
various, expected, I feel like.
Mhm.
It's interesting kind of seeing it broken down because as I'm reading it out, I'm like, this does make sense to me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
is what do you think, Catherine? Is that kind of in line with what you kind of understand about the salary kind of landscape?
Yes, yes, absolutely. The lower it's really depending on your educational level, if you have any special certifications, and also your location and the businesses available in your area. For example, you mentioned medical social work in some low paying areas. Yeah, people who may be working for a nonprofit or a community health center, they may not be making as much money as somebody working for a major corporation hospital. Someone in, I don't know, Ohio may be making less than somebody based out of Los Angeles, right? Or San Francisco. So it just depends
Mhm.
on the area. So which for me gives me hope that if you are in a medical social work job or any kind of role that you're not making much money, there's skills to be learned there that you can maximize on in order to help climb up that financial ladder.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing I feel like I remember in grad school was just I don't know, I feel like there's no blanket statements that we really can make in terms of these salaries, maybe some, but one that I was thinking of just as a medical social worker is I remember people saying like, "Oh, the medical social workers, like that's where, that's like the highest paying," but it also kind of depends with all of these jobs. It depends on where you live. Yeah, I live on the West Coast. Sure, it's well paying, but one of my coworkers who used to live in Louisiana as an ED social worker was making, 40,000. So, I think that's
Mhm.
really, something that we all have to take into account. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.